Hello, it's me. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. What's up? Today I am looking extra presentable. I actually decided to be smart for once and film like a tutorial before I started filming my YouTube because I always look like a homeless person when I start my YouTube video. I'm really appreciating this non-hobo Hiba. This makeup look is actually inspired by Glammed by Lorraine, I believe, and I just knew that. Girl, gotta do it. I don't know, recently graphic looks have just been really just pulling me in, so I really like it. That was freaking hot. Alright, so let's get straight into it. For those of you who don't already know, I am a makeup focused content creator. On Instagram, I asked you guys to draw some makeup looks for me, specifically themed around Halloween, and send them back to me. I choose a few of those looks and I do them as part of a Draw Me makeup challenge. I got such a lovely response and I got so many beautiful drawings, and honestly, I wish I could do them all, but unfortunately, I only have 2 hands and 1 face and limited amount of time and energy. And also, I'm not as talented as you think I am, but I'm trying. I decided to pick these 3 looks in particular. I chose the looks on the basis of what I can properly execute, what materials I actually have, if I can actually, do the look, and also something that is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but also a little bit doable at the same time. So it was a challenge for me. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into the first look. First look was a purple web graphic with a lot of little tiny details. So I started off by simply just, doing my concealer and prepping my eyes. I did take the concealer a little bit on the outer edges for this one because the shadow does extend outwards. Then I picked up my pigment stack from Vampire Beauty and picked out the color purple and began to sort of build the color in my main lid area. I tried not to go outside and beyond my lid because I didn't want it to get messy, and we're gonna blend the edges anyway, so it hardly matters. Then I started to really focus on blending, and all I did was blend, like special emphasis on blend. Yeah, I got a little tired there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I always say this, but a good look comes when you blend until your hand starts to hurt. Next, I went in with the water activated liners. These are also from Vampire Beauty, and I took the white and I created a line that kind of flows along my crease. I did build it up a little bit gradually, made it thicker, cleaned out the edges. For this, I actually used my nail art brush, and then I used the back of that nail art brush, which has a dotting tool, to dot the little white spots. After the dots were in, I went in with my foundation and did my base so that I could add more layers and details on top. Then I took a purple liner and lined a regular eyeliner, and then taking a black liner, I started creating lines to sort of form a structure of a web, and then went in with detailing the web itself. Yeah. After a bajillion years, I finished the web and then started to go on to creating these little, I think they're bats, but to be honest, it was really hard to do bats that small on my lid because the bats aren't even on my lid, they're on like a quarter of my lid. So I decided to just create the little bird shape, and that took a while. I did mess up in the middle and I thought I was a lost cause, but to be honest, I think I saved it after a little bit of work. Then I took some translucent powder and started to set my web design, and finally ended up by creating little white dots at the bottom, and with that, the look was complete. If I were to give this look a rating out of 10, I think I would give it like a solid 8 because the purple pigment turned out so beautiful, and I didn't expect the webs to look as nice as they did, but holy, it was looking really nice. So I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because there was a lot of detail work and I think I did a pretty good job. Now it's time for look number 2, which was this snaky inspired by most of our friends. This time I came prepared with my base already done, my brows already done, my lenses already in. I always start off with my eyes, so I prep my eyes by getting rid of the concealer crease and set that with some setting powder, and then I started to go in with the black graphic liner design. Now, I'm telling you right now, this was one of those days where my makeup was just not flowing. This was also my first day of my period, so like my energy was way off, but I had to do this challenge. Like I was on a time crunch. I'm trying to be productive. So I really did mess up a couple of times, and as you can see, I wasn't happy with it. I had to erase it, I had to redo it, but I ended up doing something that I was just kind of like, you know, okay, whatever. Something's better than nothing type of situation. Yeah, for some reason, this was just so hard to do. I don't know why I couldn't get the liner symmetrical. One of the line was just way too thick, and I was just so sad and I didn't know what to do. So I decided, you know what, let's just go with the flow, and I took some black eyeshadow and kind of just smudged out the lower part because I thought that, you know, let's make it look intentional. And so what? Let my graphic liner have a little bit more dimension. Defense mechanisms are real, bro. Then I went in with the classic liner, add a little extension at the bottom to give the doughy eye effect, and then I went on to stencil the snake. Stenciling the snake was not really a big deal. It was a fairly simple design. The pattern on the snake did have me a little bit intimidated, but I said, you know what, whatever, we'll just figure it out as we go. Then taking my Mehron face paint palette. These are water activated face paints. I really like them. I've created so many looks with them. Definitely a must have for Halloween. A little expensive, but such good quality, so worth the money. I painted the snake in and then set that with some translucent powder. The area around my eye was creasing, so I set that with black eyeshadow. And then I took this like shimmer with some green flakes in it, and I kind of dabbed it on the center of the snake to give it that like snake reptile-y sheen. Then I lined my lower lash line with a neon liquid liner and then set that with a neon pigment, both of them again from Vampire Beauty. Bro, these guys have like allowed me to create so many looks with their products, like no hype, no cap. I also took some of that neon pigment and applied a little bit along the center of the snake, so it added a little bit more oomph on top of the glitter and added a little bit of, you know, kind of a 3D sort of situation. Whoa. Sorry guys. Vroom vroom. For the lips, I did a nice dark maroon lip. I added some contour around my face. I set my maroon lips with some setting powder, and then taking the white face paint from the same Mehron palette, draw two very thin fangs and finished it off with some lashes, and voila, that was my look number 2. To be very honest with you guys, this was a very, very cool concept. I personally don't think I was able to execute myself as well as I could, only because I feel like my energy was so off. Like I said, I was on my period, so I don't know if it was my period or if it was the look or if it was both. I don't know, but I feel like I could have done a better job with this look, genuinely. But it turned out not too bad, so I think I'll give this look, okay, so the look in itself is a 10 out of 10. But my execution of the look, I would give it like 7? 6.5? No, that's kind of mean, isn't it? I think like maybe a 7. Yeah, a 7. And that brings us to look number 3. If you don't know me, let me tell you right now. Red and black, my combo, okay? It is the combo that gives me life. So this third look was poppin'. I was really excited to do this. In fact, I actually know who sent me this look. It was Harshleen. She's actually a content creator herself, and she does some bomb looks, cosplay, crazy SFX. Just insane. She's on YouTube, she's on IG, just check her out. So for this third look, I actually did not have a kohl black eyeliner or any black base, so I had to DIY this. I took a normal black pencil liner and I took a lighter, hoping that it would work. It clearly did not. So I scraped out a little bit and put it on a surface. This is what I had available at the time. I mixed in a little bit of oil primer that I use to prime my face before I do makeup, and then I mixed it up. So I shaped the black base according to my lid shape, and I only applied it up to the ends of my lids, and I left the rest of the space for a little spot of a red liquid lipstick, which I was using as a base for my red shadows on top. After blending that out, I went in with a cream lipstick, and then using a dense brush, continue to spread out the color. Then I grabbed some black shadow and set my lids because they were oily from the face oil, and then I also set them with translucent powder because they were pretty oily. Then grabbing a red eyeshadow, I started setting the red areas. Before I proceeded further, I took some foundation and just did a little bit of my base. I also applied some on the inner corners, which was really stupid because if you look at the look, there's literally blood drips and I really didn't need to conceal it, but whatever, we did what we did. Using that same cream lipstick, I applied that on my nose tip, started contouring it, used the red to kind of contour my nose. And I continued with the eyes, lining my waterline black, applying some black eyeshadow at the bottom, making sure that's blended out well. And then I applied a little bit of that shimmer glitter situation right in the inner corners, and now it was time for the graphic stuff. So for this bat, I actually opened up a Google image of a bat silhouette on the side, and I was using that as reference. But basically drew a circle, figured out the wings, colored in the wings, added a little couple ears, and then waited for that to dry, set that with translucent powder, and once that was done, I went in for my bloody inner corner eyes. Woo, 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 woo. I took a paintbrush, saturated with water and the paint. Now this, you have to make sure you have enough paint and enough water to allow that to actually drip down. You know, you don't want it to be too liquidy, otherwise it's gonna be like water. You don't want it to be too red, otherwise it's not gonna drip. So the consistency was important. Then using that same brush, I splattered on some fake blood paint, and then the blood was dripping a little bit, so I wanted to stop that, so I took a cotton pad. For the lips, I took a cream red lipstick, applied that, and then on top of that, I took the same red face paint and basically shaped out my lips. And then just to spice it up a little bit, I add a little bit of blood at the bottom, you know, make it all cohesive and everything. And with that, we did look number 3. You may think I am biased because of the color combo, or maybe this look is just simply fire, but I think I would give this look a solid, I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9 because not only was I innovative with my black base, but I also figured out how to draw a bat silhouette on the spot. And I think that deserves a little bit of a applause. And you already know, black and red combo looks really good on me. I think it's because of my dark brows that like the red and the black just sort of complements it. So I don't know, it just makes me feel so good. Something about that combination is just so flattering, or simply just makes me feel very confident. I don't want to be too cocky and say that it's a 10 out of 10. That's the only reason. All in all, those were all 3 of my looks. We did a nice purple graphic web situation. We did a nice green snaky situation. And then we did a nice red black bat situation. All in all, I think the looks went incredibly well. It definitely took me out of my comfort zone, especially the second look. Oh my god, was that a challenge? Yes, it was. Will I do this Draw Me challenge again? Most likely, especially considering I've already done 6 other Draw Me challenges. If you guys don't know this, that's kind of sad. 6 videos and nobody knows. In fact, this Draw Me challenge is up on my Instagram handle, so if you guys want to check that out, you definitely go do that. I would have never done these looks if you guys hadn't drawn them for me, so thank you so much for sending these in. I can't wait to do more looks. I can't wait to show you more content. You know, do some tutorial, do some vlogs, put out some makeup, you know, put out myself, you know, like... I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, I've recently started posting a little bit on Pinterest. I know, like, who am I, right? I have 3 followers. Also, please let me know in the comments which look was your favorite. I am like so curious to know this. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Take care and be safe. Bye. Nej. I see, and I think to myself, what a wonderful